Hi public speakers, I am Bree Brasher and I am your course instructor for this online COJO 2010 session of public speaking. So this video will just introduce you to the course. We'll go over the course syllabus together and I'll give you some tips and hints for the class. So first things first, this is a shorter session than what you will see on campus in the classroom. So with that, you have the freedom to kind of set your schedule the way that you want to set your schedule, but also knowing that you complete the same amount of work as students that take the class during the spring and fall semester. So yes, you don't have to be in class every single day, but you do have the same amount of work and less time to do it. So just knowing that and being prepared for that this class is very condensed. However, having public speaking online is kind of new and different. It's an interesting element, and I think it's going to become more and more prevalent in society in general, having this online, digital, and virtual communication with one another. So it's kind of a weird concept. It's like gym online almost, but public speaking online is facilitated very well, and I think you will enjoy the course. So thinking of public speaking and that utility, you'll get to these chapters that talk about empowerment and employment with learning how to public speak. And I think that this virtual platform really facilitates up and coming public speaking, because I would bet that a lot of you will have online virtual meetings at some point in your life, and knowing how to present yourself well in those kind of situations is imperative. So I really think that this course will help a lot of you in this upcoming digital age, and I think it helps you facilitate your requirements for graduation as well in a timely, though again condensed manner. So moving on here a little bit, again, this online class is no less challenging than in person. I think it's often more challenging in some aspects because you don't get to come to class every single day and have that, or bi-weekly, and have that interaction with your professor where you can just raise your hand and ask a question or come up before and after class and kind of work things out. I do have online office hours, which you will see over here in the modules if you work through those. So basically you just email me and I can answer questions that way, or we can set up a virtual meeting in the Zoom room, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I want you to know that I am open and ready for emails all the time. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. So here is where you'll see my email, and again, we can talk over Zoom as well. All right. In terms of emailing, I want you to email right away. I don't want you guys to get behind. Again, this is only a shortened, condensed course. So if you're confused one day, I want you to email me that day. I don't want you to wait and have all these questions build up and then be very stressed out when everything is due and coming around. So email me right away. We'll get it worked out. I'm here to help you guys. So we'll look at the syllabus here in a second, but if you scroll down to the bottom of the syllabus, you will see a schedule here. You get a point breakdown, all of that stuff, but at the very bottom here is your schedule. So again, working through this, again, these times may change depending, or these dates would change depending on which summer or January term you are taking, but just knowing that this schedule is here for you and these dates are a good guideline for you to follow. Everything must be completed, so all of the modules before speech 1 must be completed before speech 1, and the same for 2, 3, and 4 for your speeches. So you have that freedom to kind of do these when you please. There are guidelines. You can work ahead. Please don't work from behind. Again, very condensed. It will catch up with you sooner rather than later. So keeping up with this course, I really suggest getting on every single day and doing something, checking your schedule, writing in your planner, just doing something to facilitate taking this class. All right. So the course is structured to work with you. You have these due dates, you have these times that you can work with, you have 4 different group meeting times for your speeches. So just being here, being present, making sure you're keeping up to date with things, and you'll do very well. Okay, so we're going to work through the syllabus here for a second. Big things that we need to touch on are these required texts. Okay, so we need a handbook. It's a little baby handbook. Let me grab mine really quick. So this is your handbook. You do need to purchase this. There are readings in here that you will be tested on for your midterm and final exams that are worth 100 points each. So making sure you have this to reference. You will also be quizzed on the chapters throughout the modules, so having this will be a good help. And then your public speaking out workbook is this guy, and you really need this. So we get a lot of questions where kids are like, why do I have to get this book? It's online. I don't actually tear things out and hand it in to you like I would in class. And the answer to that is your rubrics are in here, so you're knowing what you're being tested over or graded over. There's three ratings in here that you will need to be responsible for in terms of your midterm and final. There are citation sheets in here and information that you will need. So just overall, you really need both of these texts in order to do well in this class here. Moving on to what we're all really worried about here with this online course, right, is online speech days. So for the course, you only have to be online 4 days for your actual speeches and 1 day for just a meet and greet with me to make sure that your Zoom room is working. So here are our speeches, and I just want you to note you need to check these times because they may change for each, again, J term, summer, all of that stuff. And speech 1 may be structured a little different than speeches 2, 3, and 4 because you only speak for 60 seconds to 90 seconds, so a minute to a minute and a half. I don't really think we need a full hour to do that kind of thing. So I'm going to work with you, work with your schedule, and make sure that we're only online as long as we need to be. Okay, so again, you will have group times here that you will need to double check. Once you are in a group, so if you sign up for group 1, you are in group 1 for the long haul, okay? Just knowing that those times may be a little different for speech 1. Alright, so we'll move on to what this course fulfills. So this public speaking course is a COM 2. So about a year and a half ago, they redid the USP requirements. So basically we moved from a 1,000 level to a 2,000 level class. And with that comes a lot of writing now that is incorporated into the class. So we have a memo assignment and we have a fact value outline, a persuasive outline that is written just like a speech, except for you're not actually going to deliver the speech. So just knowing that we are working on your public speaking skills in an oral kind of setting, but also in terms of writing and working through some of those business type of writing situations with the memo. Okay, so your COM 2 learning outcomes, again, intermediate level. So a lot of students think that they're going to come take public speaking online and it's going to be a breeze. And I think you will actually be somewhat surprised by the workload, which is why I've been giving all of those reminders to really stay up on this class and send emails right away, because the workload I think is a little surprising to some students. So just keeping up with things, you will do very well if you do so and if you communicate with me effectively. Okay. In terms of your oral communication assignments, like we've talked about, you have 4 extemporaneous speeches. Extemporaneous just meaning you are not memorized, so standing up there just rehearsing and saying what you have gone through over and over and over again, but you're also not reading like off of a teleprompter. So you're practiced, you have note cards, but you're still interacting in a natural kind of way. Okay, so speeches will focus on audience analysis, so making sure that your topic fits and meshes well with those in your audience, selecting and narrowing a topic, so making sure that you're picking a narrow enough topic that you can cover the material well in the time that you have, determining your purpose, which will change. Your central idea is generating main points, gathering supporting materials, so we'll have a library day for that, and you'll learn to use APA formats. Patterns of organization that will change per each speech, and also we will work on rehearsal and delivery. So public speaking is a formal and professional activity, and students are expected to dress appropriately. So for online stuff, I get a lot of questions about this. So in terms of your speech days, if you can stand up and facilitate good audio and video with your audience members, great. If you have to sit in order to make your space and all of that work, that's fine. But knowing that a ratty t-shirt or pajama pants or something like that probably isn't the best idea. So just as you would dress up business professional on campus in class, to do the same for your online speeches as well. Okay. Visual aids may be required in speeches and should be appropriately chosen to enhance the speech content. So it's pretty cool. In the Zoom room, you can just share your screen, kind of like I'm doing with you guys now, and we can see your PowerPoints, etc. And I'll help you through showing us all of that when we get there. Again, we have written assignments, so you'll have 6 writing assignments. 5 will be in conjunction with your speech outlines, and then you will also have a memo as well. You'll do some peer critiques and other small assignments too. In terms of digital communication, that's pretty obvious, right? We're doing an online public speaking class, and also you will be using PowerPoints and those kind of things virtually, okay? You'll be using digital technology to also find information for your speeches. So we no longer have to go sift through the little catalogs in the library, right? It's all kind of at the touch of our fingers. So using our tools well to perform well in the class. So speech days, we talked about that a little bit. They'll be assigned by the instructor. You will find them all in your syllabus and with every speech, but just making sure that you're checking times, knowing that if I signed up for group 2, I am in group 2 for speeches 2, 3, and 4. Okay, again, a point breakdown here. Your final grade will depend on the amount and quality of work that you choose to do. Your final grade will be based on the percentage of the total points available that you earn. So down here, we have a total of 1,022 points in the class. So I want you to take note that there are a lot of points here with midterm and final exams. There's a lot of points within your writing assignments here. But the big thing here is chapter quizzes. So that's 220 points, and you'll have quizzes per chapter that you need to keep up on, like I said, almost daily for those, okay? So if you're not watching the lectures provided in the modules that we've all worked hard to kind of correspond for you and make sure that you're seeing different faces and different teaching styles, and if you're not reading and if you're not using your text, you might struggle a little bit with those, and that's 220 points. That's like not giving 2 of your speeches. So making sure that you're really focused on the content for each day and doing well on each of those little quizzes, because they do add up pretty fast. Okay. Critiques, we will talk about those more as they come up, but you'll have a video critique, a self-critique, and 3 peer critiques. 2 exams. In terms of academic dishonesty, I find that when students plagiarize or are academically dishonest, it's when they get behind. So making sure that you are up to date, you're checking things all the time, just so that you're not getting behind and feeling that strain to cheat or use someone else's work. So please just do your own work. It's one of the worst things as a professor is having to catch someone and even failing assignments or even the course if it's that serious. So please just do your own work. Talk to me if you're having problems, and we won't have to worry about those kinds of things, okay? Also, in terms of presentation etiquette, you need to be a courteous listener and a participant. It's going to be a very supportive and fun environment online, so knowing that if you're shuffling papers in the background or eating in the background or something, that it's distracting for others. So just being as you would in the classroom, very respectful. If you have disabilities, physical, learning, or psychological, please just tell me and we'll work through things. We have some great support through the university as well. So just be honest and open with me and we'll get it all worked out. Okay guys, so last but not least, I want you to go into modules and I want you to complete this first module before we meet for our Zoom meeting. So all of your Zoom instructions are in here. So your syllabus that we just went over here as well as over here. And then if you click here, you'll see all of our times in our groups. Again, speech 1 is different times. The groups will remain the same. Okay, so once you know your group, you go to speech sign up and that will take you to where you can sign up and put yourself in a group, which you need to do prior to speech 1. Then if we go next, it tells you how to download Zoom. Very easy, free app. Email me if you have any trouble. go through all of this support stuff as well. Okay. Then if we go to the next one, you'll see your Zoom room assignment to meet with me. So following these links, adjusting days for J term, January term, times may change, but checking here in your own modules to see when we will be meeting. And if you need to email me or not, this is just a 5-point assignment to make sure that your Zoom room works prior to speech 1. Again, office hours are there. And then once you work through, you'll go into chapter 1 that tells you what chapters to read in your little baby handbook. And then you'll watch a lecture here and take a quiz. So to conclude here, email me if you have questions. We'll work through the class, condensed but very doable. And I will see you guys soon in the Zoom room. Bye.